Daily Broadside, day 593, part 2. Okay, here are the shows. Those are the shows I grew up with. You know, the Rudolph, the Frosty, the Grinch, Charlie Brown. And now it's like the Polar Express and Elf and, all these other... I'm not a fan of some of the crap. Home Alone. Just, I guess, any movie that has Christmas in it or winter. You know, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. I mean, Bruce Willis will tell you that. It just happens to occur at Christmas. And if you have any other opinion, you're a moron, okay? But the things that kids grow up with today watching, it's just that I don't like it. It doesn't make any sense. I can't watch the Polar Express. That crap is just stupid. So, not a fan of that. I am a fan, however, of the smell of garland and trees and wreaths and all that. There's nothing like the smell of a pine tree at Christmas. I'm not a fan of Christmas trees per se. I think they're kind of dumb and wasteful, much like wrapping paper. I don't like wrapping paper. I think wrapping paper is easily the most irresponsible thing we do to our planet. And there's a lot of chemical companies dumping stuff into rivers out there, you know what I mean? But and burning tires and all kinds of stuff. But wrapping paper, I mean, it's just such a waste because it's really nice paper. And then you open it and it's used for 10 seconds and it's just thrown into a landfill. So I don't wrap anything. I just leave it in the Amazon box or whatever box it came in. And at the most, I'll throw it into a trash bag, and you can just open all your presents in a trash bag. That's just how I roll because ecologically speaking, I think it's kind of stupid. What was I saying? But the smell of trees, I'm torn there because I don't want a tree in my house. I'm not paying for a fake tree. I'm not going to go buy a real tree. I haven't had a tree in forever. But I will say that I do like the smell of a real tree when I come into somebody's house. It's cool. But you know, with all the candles out there, you just put a candle down. You don't even need a tree. You save a lot of money. Of course, a Yankee candle costs about as much as a Christmas tree these days. One thing I do not like is caroling, okay? Especially if your name is Carol. You shouldn't. If you think that's funny that your name's Carol and you're going out caroling with the caroling group, I don't like it, man. And Carolyn, let's just cut that one out too. If you're caroling and you're going caroling, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. You need to see your way to the exit. Pull around to the second window. Thanks for playing. You know, and I'm not a fan. Y'all go through hospitals, you go through morgues, you go through houses, neighborhoods, wherever you go caroling. I just don't need to hear it, man. Unless you're singing Baby It's Cold Outside, I just don't want to hear it. Let's say Santa's Name. I'm not a fan. I think you should go by Kris Kringle. It just sounds cool. I like the alliteration. I do like, however, the Vacation, Christmas Vacation. It is a staple in my house. I saw that live in the theater, like it was a play. I saw that in the theater in 1989 with one of my buddies, and it was just a funny movie. And it still remains to be seen. Now, there's a couple things that could have been made even funnier, or I would have done a little differently. But for the most part, it's the best Christmas movie there is, and one of the funniest movies. So I don't like these ugly sweaters. I think we can cease and desist with that. It's stupid. I did have a guy before all these ugly sweaters came about. Like in the first year that they started being popular, I had a buddy whose wife bought him one, and under the guise that everybody at the party would be wearing them, and then he ended up being the only one. And that was really funny at the time. I was like, that's pretty good, because it was an ugly sweater, like really bad. And so he goes in there, and then of course he's got to wear it the rest of the night, and everybody's laughing at him. That was pretty funny, but now it's not even remotely smirkable. You know, like, that's great, ugly sweater. You know, because it's been done so many times. It's just dumb. So I say get away from that. And while we're on the subject, inflatables. If you got more than 2 or 3, I'll give you 3. If you got more than 3 inflatables in your yard, okay, you need to move out to the countries where nobody can see your house because it's just stupid, okay? Those things are dumb. They look like they're all passed out drunk in the yard during the day, and then they come to life, and your house just looks stupid, and it just sounds like just a Zeppelin, just all this humming. I don't want to see all that humming. Anyway, I do like peppermint bark. I'm a big fan of anything bark. In fact, you could cover like tree bark with white chocolate, and I'd probably eat it. So peppermint bark, that's a thumbs up from me. I don't like people that do matching pajamas. That's some white people shit right there that I can't get behind. If you've got so many ornaments on your tree that you can't see the tree, I'm not a fan. Okay, either buy a second tree or get rid of some ornaments. Okay, the tree shouldn't be just ornament and no green. Like you should be able to see. There should be like there's a feng shui to that. You know, you put them in there. Just the ornaments are like this far apart. When you got them this close together, and it's just a whole ornament tree, it's just too much. It's too much, and the tree can't support all that weight. Those limbs aren't that ready for that stuff. I do like toy drives. It is very sad, and I thought about it actually this morning while I was opening a couple things that there's people in whatever country you want to name that whether they're Christian and they support Christmas to begin with that's a moot point. But the fact that there's people in this country and other countries that, just don't have a pot to piss in and all. So it is nice when toy drives and, people go in and buy all this stuff. And, I've been a part of a bunch of those in my life. And that's cool, especially when you come and you give it to the families and all. It makes your heart warm over just a little bit, and you become less of a Grinch, I guess. Not a fan of the Salvation Army bell ringers. I don't like the pressure they put on you. I used to avert my eyes and find something else to look at, but then I was like, what am I scared of? So now I just stare them right in the face, and I don't give them a dime. I give my money to other things, but I don't know, man. I can't get behind just that stupid, insipid bell ringing. So I'm not a fan, but, I'm a fan of I know that just sounded like a complete opposite of, giving gifts, but then not giving the Salvation Army. I don't know, man. It's just something about the way they go about it. I just don't care for, it's a little too in your face and, bossy and pushy, I guess. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Let's see, star versus angel on top of the tree. Star for me. I don't know what the difference is as far as what the metaphysical, meaning of all of it is, but I'm not an angel topper. I like the star. I guess it's the Star of Bethlehem, and then the angel that drove him. I don't remember the story of Jesus getting to the manger and all, or Jesus was in the manger. It was 3 wise men that went to the manger. Jesus wouldn't have gotten to the manger because he was a baby. But yeah, either way, I'm a star fan instead of a angel fan. Let's see what else I got here. I think I forgot one earlier. The Muppet Christmas Carol is pretty good too, but Muppets really can't do anything wrong because Jim Henson was a saint. Now, what they've done to his legacy since he's been dead, and I think that movie was made after he died, I can't really attest to everything they've done, but Jim Henson is just he's a monster. A good monster, you know what I mean? Let's see, wrapping paper, I've mentioned that. Ornaments, inflatables, I got that. Nutcrackers, not a fan of the Nutcracker. I don't want to see the Nutcracker. I don't want to hear the sugar plum dancing, any of that crap. I don't want to see any of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I don't want to see a Nutcracker, okay? Nutcrackers are just like ornamental toy soldiers that came from like Germany or something, and somehow it became a traditional thing. It sticks with Christmas, but I've never been sitting around the house at Christmas and be like, pass that Nutcracker. I got some walnuts over here I want to munch on. I mean, what? Nobody buys nuts like that. Maybe pecans. I guess people buy pecans, but I mean, if you're strong enough, you should be able to pinch one of those things open. And if you're not, then you shouldn't be eating it at all. But so yeah, I'm not a fan of nutcrackers all over your house, especially if they get really big. If I see a nutcracker that's getting close to my size as a human, I don't like that at all. Not cool with that. And the last thing I'll say is the thing that I like probably the most about Christmas is the giving part of it. When you're a kid, it's all just mine, me. What am I going to get? How much stuff am I going to accrue? It's a very weird holiday because it teaches you to be very materialistic, just by virtue of what it is. And yet, when you get older, I seriously, I say this with the most sincerity I can muster. I could care less if I got another Christmas present for the rest of my life. It really doesn't matter to me, but I love giving stuff to other people, and I love giving things to my kids and seeing them smile and, and all that. And, I think you relive your childhood through them when you do stuff like that, because you remember how cool it was to get, whatever thing you got. I got my son a PlayStation 5 this morning, and, he couldn't be happier. I'm sure it'd be fun to have one of those things, but I don't know the time of my life for that. But that to me is like getting a brand new bike when I was, 9. That's something. Of course, it snowed that year, and I went out trying to ride it in the snow, and that just pissed me off. So Christmas shouldn't be in the winter. It should be in the summer so you can enjoy all of your presents outside. But that's all there is to this, folks. Part 2 is ending. I hope everybody has a very blessed and thankful and non-regretful and sober, perhaps mildly sober, mildly alcoholic endeavor throughout your day, but a great Christmas nonetheless. Giddy.